out and walk and talk and fry an egg. Memory is the chain that connects our past to our present. If it breaks, we're left untethered, incapable of leaving the present moment and unable to embrace the future.
Remember when there were no MP3s but CDs? Didn't care about germs, no concern of disease. Street lights came on, we high-fived and we leave. Back in the days it wasn't so hard to believe that I would wake up as the Black Power Ranger, never scared of danger. Snapping my fingers to the beat of my drum, became addicted to fun. We would fight with our hands, never needed a gun. We would gladly chill in the house, play mom and daddy. The greatest feeling was when nobody could ever tag me. So happy, not being the last to be chosen, to run to the candy lady to buy us a Frozen. We was just kids up to no good. Remember the first time you watched Boys in the Hood? Rat tail in the back while my barber fades me. Do you remember when? Yes, no,
remember
maybe?
When you would hear a song you like and you felt like it was about your life. Remember when you would write a letter to your girlfriend and she would read it to all of her girlfriends. Remember staying up all night, talking on the phone. Remember skipping class with your homeboys.
Yeah.
Remember G.I.
Hey yo, I wrote the shit up all day. A long stay in the hallway. Harking back to an era of the tape play. Hitting on the track well, on the max cell. With the spitting the beginning of a rap tale. Elastic scoop from Luke shine vividly. In due time, produce rhyme synergy. And for the longest caught the blinking of the torment. Till England up performing, still thinking of us dormant. And so it be, who hold close and kept dear, were left there, won't know folks by next year. For ties cut, invest shares, perplex peers. Rise up, reflect fear, for hex snares. The rest cheer, know we did it for a purpose. Poem of a kid who never did scratch surface. Until he owned it, respect the craft from proponents. Cause it ain't over till the song.
Remember when you would hear a song you like and you felt like it was about your life. Remember when you would write a letter to your girlfriend and she would read it to all of her girlfriends. Remember staying up all night, talking on the phone. Remember skipping class with your homeboys. Remember G.I. Joe.
I used to play Mortal Kombat with Matthew. I swore he used to cheat. I swear I could never beat him. Those sour jawbreakers, I swear I could never eat him. Baddest chick in the school, I swear I could never meet her. Until I wrote her a letter telling her I'm a singer. Me and Terrence would draw pictures of sneakers. Me and Ashley used to be in the class singing. I wrote my first rap in the back of the class thinking, I'm feeling it, yeah. Feel alive, did you get feeling alive? If you feel it, raise your L in the sky. I remember selling my mixtape in high school. They was really kinda supportive at my school. I was selling cassette tapes for $5. I was making my own beats, I was beatboxing.
Brown, brown sugar, that brown, brown, hey. 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 Brown, brown sugar, that brown, brown, hey.
And what's up? Almost missed my cue coming in because I was listening to the music, reading, and messing around with stuff. Good evening, everybody. 5:30 on a Friday afternoon, last day of the week for some of you that work Monday through Friday, but as a real estate investor, just another day in the week. Play, work, get it all done 7 days a week. Answering the phone here, dealing with deals 7 days a week. So, I posted an image today, and I love making little memes when I'm doing my pictures, and it just said, as a promo for this video for tonight, was, yep, I knew I was right. And I'm beginning to feel like Glenn Beck or some of these guys that market doom, because it seems like I bring so much bad news to some people, but it's not bad news. You just have to understand how to look at it. It's actually very good news if you're a real estate investor. And that's what I do. I invest in real estate. My name is Barry Cunningham. I'm a real estate investor here in South Florida, and I'm talking about news and items and trends that we see that are happening that impact the world of real estate here in South Florida. So lately, I've been on a bit of a, I wouldn't say a rant, diatribe, but I've been talking a lot about what's coming. And I bring up very often the thing I talk about, the crystal ball. And I say how each of us basically should have a crystal ball. You have yours. I've got mine. And over the last, today's Friday, over the last 5 days, a picture has been coming clearer and clearer. I've been seeing it. I've been telling you. As I find out more and more, I tell you. I tell you that everybody out there, CNBC, all the different real estate sites are all talking about how everything is so fantastic. The market's on fire. Every realtor you speak to is telling you that things are just amazing. You got to get involved in this real estate market. And to a certain extent, you do. But I've looked, and I keep looking around, and I've been talking to you about it, and I've been telling you there aren't a lot of people who are really taking the effort to discuss what's coming, to tell you what's coming, to understand what the crystal ball looks like. Because if you're not looking, as I mentioned yesterday, for the iceberg in the water, you're just going to drive your boat right into it. And I feel like there's just not enough people sounding the alarm. I mean, maybe once in a while, but if you come here, I'm going to give you the straight scoop. If you don't want to hear it, click off and, no harm, no foul. Come back and I'll tell you how to make $1 million with no money down. Ain't gonna happen. You need to understand the data. You need to understand what's happening in the market. And if I can't hammer anything else down, then you might want to find some other real estate channel that wants to sell you a course and tell you how much gazillions they're making. And you're not understanding, why are they selling a course if they're making money in real estate? Yeah, that's always been a question. But I ran across something today that gave me hope in the media. I'm flipping through the different pages and I went, oh my God, somebody else is now seeing it. Somebody else is now trying to sound the alarm mildly, but they're still trying to let people know, you better watch out. It's coming. I can't be any clearer than that. It's catastrophic if you don't understand what's going to happen. Not if, it's just a matter of when. When's that time frame when the bottom falls out? Because I'm telling you, that's when you're going to make millions. That's when you're going to make a crap load of money. You're going to have people who won't know what happened. So, before I digress, let's take a little sip here and talk about this market. This market where it looks a lot like 2005, 2006. The appreciation is going crazy. Everybody's jumping in. They're trying to flip properties. They're trying to make as much money as they possibly can because they know when the music stops, if you're caught without a chair, you're absolutely screwed. Now, there should be an asterisk to this. If you plan on staying in a home for 10 or 15 years and you get one of these amazing mortgages, I mean, I'm seeing rates here that are just insane. Look at these numbers. So we're looking at 15-year fixed at 2.25, 2.40 annual percentage rate, 2.4, a 30-year at 2.2. I mean, and then they spell it out down here. You can get a $350,000 loan for $1,452 a month. Yeah, I'd jump on that if I could find a deal that I wanted to move into. If I were you and it was something that you're willing to move into, and you're willing to take that risk, and you're saying, well, Barry, what risk is it? Well, if you're getting a $350,000 mortgage and you're putting down 10-20%, then you're probably buying a house right now that's worth $450. And you put your money down and you get that loan for $350 and you're paying $1,400 a month, which is fine. That's absolutely fine. You're not going to probably get hurt that bad. So when the value of that house drops down to $320 and you owe $350, I wouldn't get too scared because I'm still only paying $1,400 a month. I'm locked in. I'm locked in on my 30-year fixed. Look at the numbers here. That 30-year fixed at 2.25, if these numbers are correct, is only $1,400 a month. Yeah, so if the value of the property drops and I intend on living in the property, then I'm not really going to pay too much attention right now to the appreciation or depreciation of the property that I'm in. I don't care. I'm paying $1,400 a month. I've got a nice 4.3 with a pool, and I'm paying $1,400 a month. I couldn't get that for rent because I was able to get a 2.25% 30-year mortgage, which is insanity. That's amazing. But you're only going to get that 2.25 if you've got really good credit and you've got a good downstroke to put on the property you're buying. So if you're in a position where you've got good credit and a good downstroke to make on a property, yeah, 30-year fixed at 2.25 might not be a bad deal. Actually, it's less than 2.25, 2.25%. Grab that $350, get in your house, and then just buckle in, because you're staying there. You're looking to live there, and you're not going to be involved in all the volatility that's going to happen in the next 6 to 18 months. Just understand that you're in the lifeboat. You're secure in the lifeboat as long as you don't think you need to sell in after the next 6 to 18 months, because you're locked in. And what you're going to see around you is carnage, absolute carnage. But just, get the blinders on, just stare straight ahead and go through it. Everybody else, buckle up. I'm telling you right now, no ifs, ands, or buts, buckle up. And then for you investors out there, well, it's about to be Black Friday. And I mean that literally. We are going to see deals and the availability of deals and being able to structure deals like we haven't seen in probably 10 or 12 years. Get your money together. Next week, my entire week next week is talking about the crowdfunding I'm putting together to get people involved in some of the deals that we want to do. And so if you're looking to get into some deals here in South Florida, by all means, give me a call. I'm looking to partner with people. Going to give you a great rate of return. I'm going to show you how you can get anywhere between 8 to 16% annually on your money, possibly even more depending on the deal. And if you do that, if you get involved in one of these deals, you are going to see exactly how I structure it, how you can make money, and how you're safe. So I'm going to move into all the news of the day here shortly. Let's see what happens after the break.
Your source for profit. Hear what you need to know to succeed in today's real estate market.
Okay, so what's going to be happening in the next 6 to 18 months that I've been talking about And my little dog decides she wants to come in. She's the producer of the show, so she's welcome here anytime. And she just knocked on the door, so maybe she'll make it in, maybe she won't. So anyway, what am I talking about? What I'm talking about is all of the shadow inventory that's going to be hitting the market. It's coming. It's not an if. It's not like I said, it's just a matter of when. I showed you a couple of days ago how there were 33,000 pieces of property, 33,000 homes in South Florida that are already delinquent. And what I didn't know, I thought, but what I didn't know is that was just the tip of the iceberg. I remember in that article, it said 20% of the mortgages in South Florida are FHA mortgages. And that 20%, out of that 20%, not trying to kill you with math here, 33,000 of them were delinquent. 33,000. And I believe, as I said yesterday, 12 or so, 13 were in Dade, another 12 or so were in Broward, and like 8,000 delinquent in Palm Beach that nobody's talking about. Nobody. So this article came out today, and I want to share it with you. And this article is talking about, it's from, by the way, Orlando Business Journal. The Orlando Business Journal, sister publication of the South Florida Business Journal. And it basically is telling people now, oh shit. And it says, this morning at 9:30 a.m., a wave of Florida foreclosures expected to depress Orlando home prices. Now, again, this is a Orlando-based publication, but you can insert the word South Florida. You can insert Broward, Dade, Palm Beach, anywhere you want in this article, because it's the exact same thing. And I'll show you where that's coming from. So it says federal and state moratoriums put a pause on most of foreclosures in Florida, but local homeowners continue. See, they put the pause on a moratorium, but they continue to be far behind on their payments. As I've said over and over again, these moratoriums did not stop the payments. The payments still need to be made. They're still accruing. The taxi meter is still running. And more and more people are falling behind. And then, if you don't know who Jack McCabe is, if you haven't been in South Florida real estate, Jack McCabe has been the go-to person for the Sun Sentinel and Miami Herald about real estate here in South Florida. And look what they quoted there. What they quote there is, this will lead to a foreclosure debacle late next year and a reversal of local home price escalation. He said a lot in that one sentence. And when I read that this morning, I went, oh, shit. He just sounded the alarm. Somebody as prominent as Jack McCabe just said, hey, guys, I'm looking in my crystal ball. I'm seeing, what's coming. And as I look in this crystal ball, I'm having a serious, oh, shit moment. And so what's he say again? He says, and I quote, it'll lead to a foreclosure debacle late next year and a reversal of local home price escalation. So understand what he just said. The equity, the steep rise in home prices right now is going to be wiped out next year. Gone. A complete reversal, a debacle of epic proportions. Everybody's walking around going, oh, I'm selling my house and I just bought a house for $450,000 or $500,000 in Boca. Oh, what a deal. And then come next October, they're going to go, oh, shit. The house I bought for $550 is only worth $350. What am I going to do? You're going to call me. I mean, that's what you're going to do. You're going to see my advertising. You're going to see my videos. My mug is going to be anywhere. And it's going to say, give me a call because I know you need me. And that's why I'm doing this show, to get ahead of the other investors, to let people know I'm here. I'm going to be here. You can call me. You just have to just pick up the phone and let me know what you need. Because there ain't going to be many people buying next October. Investors watching this show right now, position yourself. Get your money in order. Get your funding in place. Be ready. You can still make money today, but be ready for the cornucopia, the buffet that's coming. It's going to be absolutely nuts. So let's look at this article some more. Signs of the foreclosure trouble are ahead. Okay. Signs, indication. First of all, you just have to look. Signs of foreclosure trouble are ahead as mortgage delinquency rates in Florida improved in June, but it's still one of the highest in the country. Roughly. This is a stat where I just, oh my God, took the hat off and went, oh my God. Roughly 9.4% of all Florida mortgages, 9.4% of all Florida mortgages are 30 days or more behind. Higher than a national average of 7.1. So understand that. Let me just pause and break that down in case you're not understanding. Walk down a subdivision, look at a place with 100 houses, and in that 100-house subdivision, 9 of them are behind on their mortgage. That is catastrophic in terms of valuation. That's a regression analysis that should scare the shit out of somebody going into a property right now. 9.4% of all mortgages are 30 days or more behind right now. 30 days or more. A wave of foreclosures, and this is really important, the wave of foreclosures is basically being held back by the state's suspension of evictions and foreclosures for those affected by the pandemic. So that also means the CDC moratorium that Trump put out there saying nothing until December 31st, 2020. They're holding back. They're trying to patch the holes in a dam because the water is about to just bust through. It's like living in New Orleans and the levees are about to break. Hopefully you know what a levee is. But the levees are about to break. And when those levees break, your home values are screwed. They're toast. If you bought in that period of time where you thought the escalation was going to be forever and your realtor didn't tell you, hey, by the way, I wouldn't spend that much right now because I don't know what it's going to be worth in like 6 to 18 months. You could be overpaying hugely. But now they all say, hey, great, it's great time to be in real estate. Keep buying. Mortgage rates are low. And you're going to get screwed. Let's continue. So, these suspensions won't be in place forever. Yes, that's what we've been talking about. That means a significant number of foreclosures will hit Orlando and the rest of Florida next year, likely in the third or fourth quarter. Courts will be logjammed by a rush of foreclosure proceedings, pushing back the time it'll take for foreclosures to become finalized. See, that's where the time is to make your money. In that period of time of when they were served, and as things are progressing, before the bank takes it back. I mean, you can always buy them at auction, but that's a whole nother video in terms of how to buy properties at auction. But you're going to have a ton of people looking to get out. I told you the story before, how people have just walked away from properties. Just decided, hey, we're done. Barry, here's the keys. Let me sign this over to you. We're done. There's no way we can catch up. And I don't want the guys knocking on my door every 2 days. And I can't take the phone calls. My wife's ready to strangle me. I can't deal with it. I'm out. That's drool time. Understand, if you haven't been in real estate investing, if you haven't been around and you weren't through the last round, this is going to be worse. Everybody keeps thinking, oh, it couldn't possibly be as back when, anybody and their mom could get a mortgage. Well, yeah, it can. Because at least people were working. At least the economy was going. what the hell's going on right now? We're in phase 2. Ooh, yeah, what the hell does that mean? We're in phase 2 down here. Not everybody's open. What are you going to do about all the people who lost their business? They're never going to catch up. So, as they say right here, the projection is in line with the prediction of Atom Data Solutions, which reported foreclosures nationwide may spike as early as the second quarter of 2021. January, February, March, April, May. Boom. As I said, once this moratorium is released, if it's released, who knows when it's released. There's a couple factors here, but it's going to be crazy. So I'm going to finish off this article. I'm going to talk to you right after.
Your source for profit. Hear what you need to know to succeed in today's real estate market.
Now, again, this article is from the Orlando market. You can insert South Florida here as well. And let's continue. So he's talking about a price drop now. And that price drop is an uptick in foreclosures would put more what? Inventory, supply in the market. When you put more inventory and supply, the prices drop. Of which there's a massive shortage in Orlando, massive shortage down here as well. And I've said, yeah, we have a short supply right now. Our absorption rate indicates that this is a seller's market because all of this normal, and I want to make sure I stress that. This wouldn't be so bad if we had had a normal progression of the legal proceedings. Because the market can absorb a couple hundred here in April, 90 in June, 50 in July, but it's not going to be able to absorb 2,000, 3,000 homes hitting the market basically simultaneously. Just think about that. People who've got their homes for sale right now, you got a house for sale at $350. What if tomorrow 600 new homes hit in your city, hit the market, bam, all at once? Whoa. Remember, they were only selling a couple thousand houses per month. All of a sudden, you got 30% more inventory. The price is going to drop. All right, so, and what he's saying is that median home prices up there in Orlando grew 12.2% in just a few months. After the flattening, home prices will then fall. It's inevitable. More inventory, more supply, less demand. Because what's going to happen is as people begin to see prices falling, nobody wants to catch the falling knife. Nobody's going to know where's the bottom. That was one thing everyone looked at, 15, 20 years ago is where's the bottom? This stuff is just going to keep falling. How do I know I'm not still too high? That's where you're going to have to really dig in some data. And so on top of that, on top of everything, he goes, a foreclosure boom would also mean the immediate impact of people losing their homes. That is going to exacerbate the housing issues. You understand that? In addition to all these, the prices dropping, people are going to be losing their homes, but they still need a place to live, which is going to cause a shortage on the affordable housing, rentals in the area. Wink, wink. Get your landlord stuff going. These are all going to be people who still need a place to live, but they're not going to be able to buy a home. And if they've not worked or have worked, and they have banked 4, 5, 6 months of money, but not enough to catch up on their mortgage, they're going to need a place to live as well. I'm telling you guys, this is the time to make millions. 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 All right, so that's not the scarier part. The scariest part is what comes next. And I read this and I had to read it twice. And it says, homeowners are expected to fall further behind their mortgage payments, especially in areas like Orlando that are dependent upon tourism business. Now, we are here in South Florida and not as reliant on tourism, but we kind of are. Remember, people haven't been able to come. They haven't been able to visit the beaches, spend money in the hotels, go out to the restaurants. So for the most part, we're going to be in trouble too. And there's no revenue for people to get out of this. It's just going to just snowball into something scary. We expect serious delinquencies will continue to rise, particularly among lower income households, small business owners, employees within sectors like tourism that have been hit hard by the pandemic. Low income, service employees, and small business owners. That's a huge swath of people. I mean, absolutely huge. I mean, last night my wife and I went to go see Infidel at the IPIC. Great movie, by the way. Awesome movie. I mean, it kept me on the edge of my seat the entire time. No dozing off. And I looked and saw how happy the employees were. I mean, I've never been greeted so well at an establishment as going into an establishment like IPIC that's been closed and seeing the employees go, thank you for coming back. How can I help you? Here's your seats. Escort you. And let me get you whatever you want to eat. Because these people know they were this close from being in this boat here, of trying to find someplace to live. Thank God Governor DeSantis was able to navigate Florida through the rough spot. But it can all change in an instant on November 3rd or shortly thereafter. Don't think for an instant that we're out of this yet. And that other people that you know couldn't become part of that statistical anomaly of not being able to pay their rent. And of course, they go into, home ownership is important because it enables residents to build equity, yada, yada, yada. And the market is often because it considered a reflection of the overall local economy. If the housing market is shit, usually the local economy is shit too. So there's so much to go in here. So much to go into here. And Monday, I'll take you through behind some of this data and show you what exactly has made this data what it is. It's kind of scary. But the thing is, I don't want people to think that there's no way out here. I mean, there is a way out. And I'd like to be a part of showing you how to make sure you have your lifeboat taken care of, that you're not stuck when the music stops, that you're not into a mortgage that you're not going to be able to pay for because the property isn't worth it anymore. The worst thing people, mindset, if you're going to get into a house right now and you're going to get an amazing mortgage, I mean, man, if you know that you can afford it and you're going to stay in it, just do it. Be careful. Don't worry about the the value of the house going down right now. It's not that important if you plan on staying in that house for years and years. But if you're looking just to buy a house and hope you can take the next progression up in a year or two, don't do it. Don't do it. Get a rental, stay there. Watch what happens after the election. See what happens with this pandemic, how quickly life goes back to normal. Because I said it yesterday, and I keep using this analogy, there's a huge, huge iceberg in the water up ahead. And myself and a few other people are sounding the alarm and letting people know it's out there. Not an if. It's just a matter of when the real estate market hits that iceberg. There is no avoiding it. If there's anything I can have you take away from this is there is no avoiding it. It is going to happen. There is no way 33,000 people can be given the money by the government to pay for these mortgages. Not going to happen. There is no way that 9.4% of all mortgages in the state of Florida are going to be made current by a government. Not going to happen. There is going to be a serious iceberg of foreclosures that this market is going to hit. But the good part is, if you know it's coming, be prepared. Make sure you've got everything put away. You know you got a seat on the lifeboat. Understand that, boom, when it hits, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And, dare I say, you might make some money. You might make a shitload of money if you know what you're doing. And that's what I'm here for. Keep that in mind. So, I want you guys to have a great weekend. Start planning. Start understanding this stuff is coming. If you're a seller, sell now and get the hell out. Sell now. If you're an investor or a buyer, start putting your ducks in a row and get ready for what's going to be coming. You're going to make a crap load of money if you do this right. A lot of money. So next week, I'm going to spend a lot of time raising money, putting my crowdfunding together. Hope you guys want to jump in with me. This is going to be a fun ride for those of us who understand what we need to do. Have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday.
Your source for profit. Hear what you need to know to succeed in today's real estate market.